This video is not for kids and not family friendly. Viewers' descriptions are advised.
Hey everyone! I'm Friendly Portal 02. Welcoming to my video. It's been 2 years ago throughout my hiatus from YouTube, so today I'm here. So, today, I'm open to seminar about my experience with this adolescent user who is now 16 years old. He resides in the equivalent state as mine. He lives outlying away from my home. He used to be keen on the Pixar film Wall-E, even occasioning fun Wall-E memes. He enjoys Portal 2 as a game. That's all together for the description of this user. Anyway, today's video. I'm gonna articulate the experience of by the first name of Ike, and his last name is very strenuous. His name is Ike Stone or Stone Cipher. Yep, that's his name. Anyway, if everyone who reminisces this kid on Insta, TikTok, or Discord, I will say this kid deeds like a sock puppet account to get consideration, and he relishes doing jokes for his persistence. That's entirely to say. Anyway, let's dialogue about my experience with this Insta user named Ike Stone. When I connected IG in last minute 2020, I met approximately of my colleagues from school and specific countless individuals who were fans of no matter what until I discovered that somebody who shadowed me. The first account named was repost.wall.e aka Ike Stone, his real name. I don't identify this user or person, but I appreciate cited this previous user to visit cooperate with me and nearly friends who adored Wall-E on IG. I enjoy this person to impression, but I hope everything is going satisfactory for him until everything is completely revolutionized. This is the part 1 spent on IG beforehand entered YouTube for the first time. I obtained out that he joined Insta in December of 2019. I know this kid shouldn't be joining social platforms deprived of consent in the first place. Anyway, let's get this over with. I recalled that I joined up TikTok and produced a video that correlates to the beloved Pixar film Wall-E. I be thankful for the views, and I hearkened him on the platform and this person who's like this Pixar film included. This felt greeting to him on TikTok. This lived for a rapid time until I exited TikTok due to certain irregular activity. Everything is viewing unusual until this happens. Back in 2021, when I discovered about the Pixar movie elimination game, a sock puppet alt account put moreover countless words in the comment saying whatever Pixar film. So, I'm not gonna be acting like this sock puppet alt account. I choose only one Pixar film, and that's it. But today, there is none entity to observe about it. I certainly not realize that I was somewhere in the external world. I was drifting around Instagram. I was unaware that he did rather not nice to anyone. I was like, what happened to his first account? Definitely know what's wrong with his account. When I checked, it turned out that he repost.wall.e didn't do anything wrong. In late 2023, L produced a message to everybody on Twitter about my strategy to exit Twitter in September. When I posted on Instagram about my leave Twitter, guess what materialized next? Someone sent a reply comment on Instagram about Exodus Twitter. I sent the comment to him. He replied to me when I mentioned the event that happened on Twitter. I know this sock puppet alt account is to some degree altered. Even recollected that one post about my proposal to formulate a rant on my channel. But it's left out due to my concerns going on last year, and last year, this bloke was in cells. So, I'm not gonna do it. I will leave it be for now. Even the post one. I'll leave it be. Anyways, let's get into serious topics. Before departing from Twitter and conclusion in August 2023, I was producing mini rant posts about 3 users. After finishing all 3 posts, I made a first post on Insta about my abhorrence for cartoon base. After comprehending the post until this sock puppet repost.wall.e comments on my post over his despite being notified about next. So, I've replied to him about it. Another day, I post about the second mini rant. But this time is another person who's the same man who's supplicatory the corporations to petition the announcement of the future films and video games to bring up-to-date DLC. Guess what occurred next? Once again, the bothersome sock puppet alt account repost.wall.e comments again for the second time to ultimatum the release of a consequence to the beloved Pixar film Wall-E. First of all, it's not gonna occur. Secondly, presently no official tactics for Wall-E. Thirdly, this kid needs to discontinue thumping estimations on this Pixar film. Lastly, Stone must not slander the film. He must handle the beliefs and understanding about the tenacity. Oh Che, this is getting moreover far. Let's get into the final part. Beforehand the preceding month of August, before September of 2023. I posted the final mini rant post, but this time the user is named Paul Reynolds. Let's pause for minutes before this presentation. If you missed the previous video that covered the thought video and the experience of this man, check it out. So, let's return to the video. After the latest post made it into the public, I checked out the notification heart until I found a comment on my post. Welp, guess what happened last? The unchanged kid who commented on the attitude on Cartoon Base and demanded the release of a follow-up to Wall-E. Again, this kid voiced me to politely delete the 3 posts I created. I was rational whether I should delete or not, until my unintentional state went wrong. I edited the post by altering the comment to disable. After disabling the comment for a limited second, I uncovered on the message hastier. I checked on the message and guess what occurs next after disabling the comments? This sock puppet kid gets into a rampage and beefs with me over disabling the comments and menaces to mark a rant post on me. What the actual f*** is wrong with this sicko youngster? Is this kid being on sociopath or some shit? What the heck is going on with his brain cell? Let's get into this. Throughout beefing on this kid, I replied no to him and replied to me in GIF extra large temper on me. For the duration of my second controversy in 2023, I originally deliberate to produce the 4th mini rant post on of. However, I decided to cancel it cause of the fueling over my state and beefing on this sock puppet alt kid. Yup. I even complete a story on IG about what's going on around me. And I'm getting fueled bonkers, and I've had abundant of these mini rant posts to admit everything that affects me in 2023. After I showed the story to the public for my awareness, I checked out on message to see how he was doing. When I messaged him about deleting the 3 posts and he replied to me that he was better subsequently, all of the backlash. Later the beefing on him, when I checked out on him on message and turned out that he didn't respond to me. So, when I checked out on his sock puppet alt account, guess what? This first account got erased permanently. Yep, this is what he gets for suffering a distressed issue. Even though the first alt account no longer exists. Not to mention that his first sock puppet alt account blocked me from the platform. Big win for me. This first sock puppet alt account is such a LS. Once the argument is now vanished, I produced an apology statement to the first account and the second account over my fueled bonkers 2 months ago in 2023. Even though the second account got accepted my apology statement. Yup, I'll be careful about assembly controversial or undesirable posts. That time of the same 2 months ago in 2023, I threw a story about what come about to his first account, aka Sock Puppet alt account. Well, he got deactivated permanently for an obvious reason. I was sneaking out before I signed out on Twitter. There was a user who had been dispensing with a football lover over the situation. He comes across that football dude formed a haphazard tweet and believed it was a troll for doing these jokes, but when the user showed the sock puppet kid the screenshots of Paul's replies and tweets, this kid definitely altered his mind. Yup. This kid needs to cut ties on this football dude cause of these invigorated contentions and the upsetting thing he did 2 years ago. This is the part where this kid is conscious of his mates. Later on, the apology statement, I was planning to design a fan art Wall-E for 2 of his sock puppet alt accounts. After concluding up the fan art and before the end of September in 2023, I'm concerned about his sock puppet alt account. He didn't comment on the fan art Wall-E, neither send a message to me. Mention already afterwards. Yup, this led to his account got deleted permanently. Again, he's no longer there. Last year, before I deleted from Insta, I made a casual post related to the beloved Pixar film until he commented. Yup. That's the same kid who was beefing on me in late 2023. I just replied to him about it, and that's all. When I got into his account and stumble on that he made a self-damage post as a witticism in 2023. Really, kid? What the actual wrong with you? You distinguish that post can get violated by the meta community guidelines for composing play of distressing, unsafe events. This reckonings as an unsafe post. There is a load of people who have exhausted through tragedy on the platform that went unreasonably and are commerce with circulations. You shouldn't ever make jokes about this tragedy. He needs to get benefit and send this boy to a counselor. He needs to cope with his concerns. Man, let's get into this. Afterwards, he originated his first account in 2022. As for this year right now, this account is inoperative nowadays. Last year, I made a rejoinder on trends about caustic stalemates on this kid's 2 accounts, including YOSTAL on Insta. The reason why I'm cut ties with him is that his deeds has been no bueno for 2 years, including beefing and allocation with me. This type of offense counts as cyberbullying. The parents need to acquire away this kid's phone for producing his behavior unjustifiable and jeopardizing himself getting maltreated by the cyberbullying on Instagram. His parents need to safeguard him from being spoiled on the internet and improved not consume time on the phone. This kid shouldn't be on the platforms deprived of parents' approval. He should be doing chores, better get a job application to work, and take care of his siblings. Not to mention, his parents need to call the hotline for him only. This intends that he needs to consult with the hotline personnel to get evade and distribute with his psychological matters. No more phone and no more platform for him. Again, he needs benefit to cope with his personal debt. Get ready for this. This is the message to Ike Stone Cipher. Ike Stone Cipher. If you're watching this, I concluded your parallel relationship with me. Why are you formulating controversial posts on Instagram as a joke? You should know that these kinds of detrimental or tactless content violate the meta community guidelines. You're even pestering me for pointless motives. You know you can get the message removed for violating the meta community guidelines for the equivalent cause. You know your parents gonna force you to pinch away your phone and delete from your account for your severe significances and protect you from damaging yourself. I have to say I'm not regretful for what you've done. You're such an arrogant sociopath. I'm cautioning you to better not beef with me. 'Cause I'm being repulsive of you for being a manipulator over 2 years ago. I have previously reported your post on the TOS for producing fun of tragedy. Guess what occurred to your post? Your post got eliminated from Insta. You know you shouldn't be producing fun of the controversial or detrimental post. I had abundant of your play acting and quarreling with your bullshit. You are such a cold-blooded person, and certain fellows will sense disappointed over your undeveloped manners cause of 2 years ago. Plus, you immobile have a sock puppet alt account. You shouldn't be producing a sock puppet account for your functions. You must not admittance to platform because of your age and better need to send to therapy for evaluation. You should understand that formulating provocative or negative posts could ruin your life, including that parents will not appreciate for your repulsive things. I'm going to take no notice of you and realignment from you from now on. I hope you work out my response and don't ever whine or pester me or this video. Please don't constantly do that again. Thank you. That's completely for the experience and my response. Offer a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Share your reaction and views by leaving a comment. Thank you for viewing the video. Alright, completed for now on.
Wall.